Hi guys, we're here with the P-47D BL UMX by Remaiden Hobby. This is my version number 2, meaning I got it for free because a friend of mine had crashed it. So I fixed the elevator, the rudder, and the ailerons, and I must confess I just got done crashing it because I did my control surface test, but my ailerons were plugged into the wrong ports on the main board. I never even thought to check it. If you ever have your ailerons going backward, you can't just reverse them with AS3X or it's going to fight you. It'll start into a spin and then the AS3X will encourage it into the spin. Same thing with any other stabilizer. So what you want to do is you want to check, give it throttle. That's the other thing we fix is the prop and the spinner. That spinner's in hearing protection. And did a bunch of painting and a bunch of repairs. I just broke it right here, broke the whole tail off. It looked a lot like what I got when I was crashed, except there's a million other little things I fixed. Okay, so now that that's running, it's hard to see, so move it up and hold your finger on it. You can feel it. It goes up. It goes up. Now the rudder, you can see. You just want to look for it to go the same direction you're moving, so it's going to turn like that, and it's going to turn like this. And then the elevator is going to go up and down. That one's a little harder to see. You're just going to have to go by feel. Okay, so when we get outside, everything should be working. Rudder's good, elevator's good. We've quadruple checked now. Okay guys, so we got a little bit of headwind. This thing's not powerful like the 3S, but it's still enough to go into a little bit of wind. This might be on the edge of, well, good weather. So we'll see. Timer's set to 3 minutes and 33 remaining. I reset it to 5 because we haven't really run it yet. And we'll hope we don't have a bunch of massive trims. When you're maiden one without landing gear, because my friend gave it to me without gear, you want to launch it upward, not into a stall upward, but upward more. That way you have a second or two longer to react. It shouldn't be a big issue. This plane should fly easy. So here goes nothing. And my expos and everything are already set. So we should be good to go. Okay, there we go. Feels kind of weak, but I am pointing into the wind. All my controls are working, but look how slow it is, guys. I feel like I'm flying a dolphin. It's not the way this plane should fly, so I can tell you that there's something not quite kosher about it still. I'm at 100% throttle and it's barely staying aloft. So that tells me that something's not quite right. If that's never happened to you, you don't fly UMX planes. So I'm going to try to get in for a landing.
Yeah.
Be reactive on this, okay? Ready?
Yep.
Because I got to grass land it. Okay, so let's take a look at it. First of all, it's hard to complain about free. But you can do it if you want. This thing is very anemic. It's also very light. I felt like the motor was putting out the right amount of thrust. Everything looks good. Maybe a touch on the tail heavy side, and you can see you got a little bit of room to go with that battery. Tell me when you get it focused. Okay. So I could probably push that forward a little bit. We'll see if that makes an improvement. My guess is it won't make enough of an improvement, but it will help. The other thing is, I could just go ahead and put 3S on this. There's a good chance the ESC is going to work. By the way, the J3 Cub tried 3S today, got it up in the air, flew around for about 30 seconds, and then it shut off the motor. Luckily, I didn't overcurrent, so I was able to control the servos and everything, and I just brought it in for a nice smooth landing. It was no problem. Dead stick landing, even in this wind. So, but they don't always work. So you just kind of got to be careful about that. You got to feel the plane. So what we'll do next on this one is we'll probably upgrade it to 3S. But let's just see if that makes enough difference. My guess is it won't. The other thing you can do is you can cut your pocket down to this next hash mark, and then you can slide your battery forward a little bit. Or some guys have done hatches where they'll make this top hatch come off, so they can put the battery up a little bit closer to the motor, which helps with the tail heaviness. So we'll see. There's a lot of glue in the back here because of the brakes. Throttle cuts back off, about 2.5 minutes left. Checking power. There we go. I feel like I'm slope soaring. Pause it.
Okay.
Okay guys, the moral of the story is, you've probably heard it before, there's no such thing as a free dog. So my guess is this thing either has a bad motor, or it's just kind of worn out, or it's got a bad ESC. That's part of the multi-purpose receiver board. But either way, if that was this plane, if I got this out of the box from Horizon, I'd be sending it back. So go get yourself one that's not broken, and it's gonna be awesome. This plane is a great plane normally. This is not an example of what they are out of box. Now when I throw 3S on here and if it works, then this thing will be blazing fast. But it'll also work through motors and things like that. The other thing is, I'm gonna have to talk to my friend and see if he can get me the landing gear back, because it really makes it a lot less scary to land. Because if you don't hit your grass patch, then you'll just scrape the crap out of all this. And you guys have already seen, you know, an hour and a half of videos on getting this built back up. So the other thing is, one other thing that we can learn from this is make sure your ailerons are going the right direction. That was totally on me, totally my mistake. And that way you can avoid crashing on your Remaiden after a major repair job. But since I wasn't filming it, it took me like 3.5 minutes to fix it. So thanks for watching, guys.